What is going on, guys? Amy New back at it once again. Today we are departing from my co-working space, which I love very much. Very cool. Love it out here. Also today, in case you don't know, we have this FZ07. Oh my god, it's such a beautiful machine, isn't it? Such a wonderful machine. Let's start it up and hear how wonderful it is. Just rumbles to life. In case you don't know, this is our giveaway motorcycle. Yes, that is true. That is what I'm actually doing here in my co-working space. I just picked up about 50 letters from people who have entered for free to win this motorcycle. If you're interested in learning how to enter for free, or if you want to support the series and earn additional chances to win, chat with me on our Discord server, get entered for free product giveaways from our sponsors, hit up the link below on Patreon, get started. Look how great this thing is, man. What an absolute peach of a bike. I'm going to be releasing a full review of this bike. I think it'll already have gone out by the time this video comes out, but in case it has not, just letting you guys know that a full review of this bike will be coming as well. But let's get on with the topic for today. Today we are talking about road rage. Let's do it. So to those of you who are uninitiated, road rage is when you decide to have a bout of anger, a little bit of loss of self-control when you're out on the public road. My very short opinion on road rage is it is absolutely and completely unnecessary in 99.9% of all cases. If you do not have control of your emotions, whether you're on a road or not, I want nothing to do with you as a person. Yeah, that's basically my opinion on it, guys. Like, I think that there is literally no excuse for road rage. Gotta get a little pull in, right? You gotta get a little pull in. Did we do up our helmet? We sure did. Last video I did not do it up. Anyways, yeah, I think that there's really no place for it, man. You really should not be getting that upset over something on the road. The ones that I see super often on YouTube especially is, someone, might just cut you off, and then people just lose their absolute marbles because someone just got in front of them when they weren't expecting it. It's like, guys, that's traffic. People, they just probably didn't see you. Let's calm down, And I think this was a trend that was kind of exacerbated a few years ago because, not to name names, but certain motor vloggers would go out and kind of look for trouble, as it were. They would specifically look for perhaps an inattentive driver and then comment about how inattentive they were, and then kind of get up close to them, wait for them to do something. People would, react and do this and that. And those videos, obviously because it's something that people don't experience every day in their lives, some very serious traffic altercation or some sort of drama that they are going through, they would get lots of views. But I want to tell you that that's the furthest thing from reality that I can possibly think of. In most cases, you're probably just going to get someone that flips you off or this and that. And honestly, guys, like, not only is road rage, in my opinion, completely unacceptable and, demonstrates your lack of self-control, it's also extremely dangerous. At least here in America, you don't know who has a gun, who has a knife, who has, nothing to lose and doesn't really care about what happens to them. I mean, certain parts of here in Dallas, you'll drive through and you'll see the type of people that are in these cars, and it's people that are, completely whacked out on drugs or, drunk, and they just don't really care about what's going on with their surroundings, And that's not the kind of person you want to be involved with a sort of, verbal altercation with. That just sounds like a recipe for disaster. And I think this goes like double, maybe even triple for motorcyclists, in that, especially if you're kind of on the move somewhere, you have literally no chance against any car that's mad at you, right? So the best thing for you to do is, if a car is mad at you, just get away. You're on a bike, so just try to either take a turn, speed off somewhere if someone's chasing you or something, which again, never ever happens to most people, right? Call the police or something. Don't try to be a hero, you know what I mean? You're not gonna, here's the situation, right? Would you want to lose your life over someone who cut you off? That's crazy. So especially for motorcyclists, road rage is such a lose-lose proposition. I was, what I was speaking about earlier is like I would say in a car, sort of never lose your cool or lose your sense of, composure. But gosh, especially if you're on a motorcycle, do not succumb to road rage. Here's what I would suggest. First of all, you should be riding in a way that, there shouldn't be that many surprises to you. You'll notice that as you ride for a while, you start to kind of develop a sixth sense for what people are going to do, and you kind of understand, as you're riding along, who's behind you, who's doing what, especially in dense traffic situations. I've seen, for example, like you can watch because like when you're on a bike, you are 100% attentive to what you're doing. You're not, sitting around playing Candy Crush on your phone. So if someone's kind of drifting in their lane, you can kind of make a mental note. You're like, okay, this dude in the Prius, not paying attention, gonna head up in front of him. Okay, this guy just came into my lane, didn't put a signal on. He's probably a bit of an inattentive person as well. So you start to kind of pick up on those intuitions. So someone, cutting you off, which is what I've seen the most common kind of road rage thing to happen, that shouldn't be a surprise to you if it happens to you. And here's the thing, if it does happen to you and someone does cut you off and you didn't notice it, are you going to be, sort of jostled at first? Yes, of course you will, right? And anyone would kind of be a little, shaken up when someone cuts them off. But again, kind of just chalk it up, take a couple deep breaths, be like, hey, you know what? At least they didn't hit me. At least I'm here, and at least we didn't cause an accident. And I'm just going to get on with my day. But, there's really no need to be all upset when you're riding. We're on two wheels to as a stress reliever, right? At least I am. I get on two wheels because it's such a nice activity and it's so joyful to be on this thing. I find myself, I can't ride angry, and I don't recommend that anyone jumps on their bike and rides in anger, because the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to get yourself hurt, and maybe hurt someone else worse. So yeah, I don't know, leave your ego at the door. Don't get hung up on road rage, because it's such a lose-lose proposition. My God, I think that car was for a hoarder. That was disgusting. There was all these wadded up tissue paper and just rubbish in the back of that car. That was so gross. But yeah, I'm a little embarrassed to admit it, but I actually had a case where when I was first starting to ride, you're still kind of figuring things out. You're a little nervous most of the time, right? But I had a case where I engaged in a little bit of road rage. And I was so embarrassed after it happened, honestly. Like, this dude just, didn't see me, and he just, cut me off, and, I got up next to him, got all up in his face, was like, what the hell, man? You got in my way, this and that, blah, blah, blah. This was 4 years ago, but still, I was just so embarrassed after it happened. I felt like it was just so kind of, unbecoming of someone who is supposedly an adult, right? Because that to me is what strikes me about road rage, is it just feels very childish to not pay attention to your surroundings, to lose control at someone, to scream in public, right? It's kind of like a drunken bar fight or something like that, right? Like, maybe in the moment it's gonna feel good and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get that guy, like him, right? But at the end of it, you're just kind of sloppy and kind of splayed out on the floor somewhere, and you're just like, what the hell just happened? Why did I just do that, Not to say that I've gotten in many drunken bar fights, but, I imagine that's the similar situation. I'm a bit too sophisticated for that kind of thing. As my friend Ebe would say, I'm a gourmet motherfucker. I don't engage in such things like that. I don't sit around getting drunk in bar fights, and I certainly don't yell at people in traffic. I listen to this thing, man. That is unbelievable. So anyways, guys, what do you think about road rage? Do you think that you should all be sophisticated as Ebe and myself? Do you think that gives motorcyclists a bad name when we're out there yelling at people and that kind of thing? Do you think that I'm kind of putting words in your mouth at this point? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd be curious to hear your opinions on road rage and that kind of subject matter. I think it's a really important topic, especially because a lot of the more viral videos that motorcyclists have on the internet are of them raging at cagers and that kind of thing. And I would really hope that this video kind of puts things into perspective for people, that it's really not worth it. Just be chill. Don't be an angry boy when you're out there riding and have a good time. No reason for that, you know? So, I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.